Welcome my students in grade 5. Today we will talk about the climate. What the meaning of climate? We have first to know what the meaning of climate, then differentiate later between climate and weather. We have to learn today what the meaning of climate and differentiate between the weather and climate. Here we have to respond to climate. As we see here, this is our climate in the desert. So the climate here we can say it's dry, it's hot. There is some factors that affect the climate. The first one is elevation, latitude, and weather. In weather conditions, as we know before, we have some factors or some conditions to describe or to predict the climate, like temperature, like air pressure, and like precipitation and wind. Today we will know about latitude, what the meaning of latitude, and what the meaning of elevation. Here, what the meaning of average weather. Average weather, that means that the weather can easily change day by day. It can, according to the factors that we talked about now, the temperature and air pressure and wind and precipitation, the amount of water that falls from the sky. Like here, this is a weather in the forest here in the desert, so it's dry. There is some keys that can differentiate between the places from the weather, different from a place to another, according to nearest to the bodies of water, like in the desert, like in a dry area here. Climate and latitude. Latitude meaning is the distance from how far that place from the equator. It measured by degrees here in the equator, in the middle of the earth. It's called equator here. There is a forest. We can say the forest has a lot of precipitation, heavy rains along the year, and when you move up, it will be drier, like here. We are here in that place, here in degree 23.5 degree, and here also there is a degree. There is some places here, we can differentiate between them, some zones, we can say 3 zones. The polar zone is the coldest one, it's cold and icy. There is temperate zone that changes moderately, changing a mild weather. Even we were in summer, it will so hot. If we are in winter, it will be so cold. But tropical zone, we can say it's warm and sunny most of the year because the sun is perpendicular to the equator most of the year. Climate and elevation. Elevation means the height from the sea level. We can see here there is some places that has a mountains here. Some places are nearer to the ocean here, the Pacific, the Atlantic Ocean here. This is in America, North America. So in the end of this lesson, we have 3 main factors that affect the climate. Latitude is the measure of how far the place to the equator, measured in degrees, for sure. Nearer or nearest, the places that near is so colder or warmer according to the season, in summer or in winter. So nearness to the bodies can change the weather and also the climate of that place. Elevation is the height above the sea level, like mountain ranges that we know. Above the mountains in higher lands are more cooler because the air has more moisture or has amount of water vapor Unlike the other side of the mountain, it will be dry because most of the water vapor was most of the precipitation has finished in the other side. Thank you for listening, my students, and see you next lesson.